More doctors smoke Camels than any other cigarette.
Hurry, hurry, hurry.
Bavarians is for your man and you too.
That you say? No Boulder Dash or baloney here.
Cheers, everyone, and welcome to The Unfiltered Gentleman. And now, breaking the seal all over the finer things of life, Greg, Scott, and Dan.
That's right. Welcome in, everybody. Thanks for listening. Thanks for joining. We are The Unfiltered Gentleman, and we're on the backside of 150. Welcome to Batch 151. I am Greg, or that's Scott.
Oh, yeah.
And that's Dan.
What?
Oh, my God,
Oops.
Dan, did you get kicked in the bits?
Ouch.
Yeah.
Boop, boopy doo. There it is. Once again, Dan is out. I think he's still being affected by the plague. The measles is going around.
Oh,
Ooh,
yeah.
yikes.
I hope it's not that. Hope he's okay. We are being joined by Shannon. Shannon, thank you so much.
Hi. Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for breaking up the sausage fest one more time.
I do what I can.
I think the listeners probably appreciate it.
I'm pretty sure they do.
Yeah, like if you could just rotate in for one person every week, that'd be great. These guys get away with murder. Anyways, thanks for listening. Like I said, burp word of the week is sozzled. Sozzled.
Sozzled.
Yes, it is a British slang for drunk, and we'll get into that during the booze news. Shout out to our top listening city of last week, which was Denver, Colorado.
All right.
Ooh, I think I know who contributed to that.
Who's that? Davis?
Yeah.
Well, I feel a little bad. Last week we talked about the 3 breweries in Colorado that are going out of business, and that's the week they decided to listen. Sorry, Colorado. Just reporting on the facts.
Yeah.
No fake news here. Thanks all for listening. Don't forget to hashtag show us your beers. Rate and subscribe on your favorite podcast app, whether it's Apple Podcasts, iTunes, Stitcher. We're on Spotify. We're on all the hipstery things that you can listen to us on. So please be doing that. We got quite a bit to get to, including a couple of tasty beers. Old Timer of the Week, Beer Babe of the Week. Scott's got a Tales from Uber.
Wow.
That could only happen in L.A. And, of course, some booze news. So let's get right into it. Let's wet the old whistles.
Grab your libations, pals. It's time for Beer of the Week.
And if you're drinking, well, you know that you're my friend. And I'll say, I think I'll have myself a beer.
Very excited about this one. It just hit shelves a week or two ago. We are drinking, straight out of Ventura, California, MadeWest Hazy IPA. I love their names. They have Pale Ale, IPA, Hazy IPA. Nice and simple. They do have what I would consider one of the best Pale Ales on the market these days. This is 7%, 35 IBUs, has a 3.97 on Untapped and a 3.75 on Beer Advocate. From MadeWest, they say a hazy IPA packed with a jaw-dropping quantity of mosaic hops. This aromatic IPA has a ripe, juicy character with notes of fresh peaches and mango. A soft, silky mouthfeel is complemented by a smooth, refreshing finish. Hops used, Mosaic, Simcoe, and Eureka, he exclaimed. What say you, non-IPA liker?
It's good. I like it.
Really?
Yeah, it's juicy. It's got a nice balance to it. I definitely get the mango.
Yes, I do too. The nose is very light to me, but I definitely get some tropical fruits on the tongue.
Yeah, you get some pine on the nose. I was kind of expecting more of the hops to be on the forefront.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they did a great job of balancing that out.
Yep. And it is cloudy, I would say. I wouldn't call it hazy.
Yeah.
I'd call it cloudy. You can almost see through it. I can see my finger on the other side of this glass.
Yeah.
Not super well, but I can see through it. Not like the one we had last week. Scott, what say you?
I like it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Not, sorry.
I can really get the citrusy kind of thing going along.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I dig it, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice fruit characters.
Yes.
In the juice.
Indeed.
You know, we took a break from the hazies after our hazy tournament, but I feel like we're diving back in balls
Back
deep.
to hazy.
Yes.
You're a fan of the hazy.
I'm not like a hazy fanboy. I don't like seek them out, but I really like the West Coast versions of hazies.
Yeah.
Because they're a little cleaner, like this one, but they're also juicy. They just seem to have a really nice balance to them, where some of the like true New England IPAs, not the one we had last week, I loved it, can be a little too New Englandy.
Yeah.
And maybe that's just because I'm a West Coast boy.
Well,
I'm
I
a
don't-
California girl living in a California world.
Sure, yeah. I don't like to chew when I drink beer.
Right.
And I find that a lot of New England's
A little chunky.
get a little chunky.
Yeah.
It's sort of like I don't really like pulp in my orange juice
Right. I
either.
was going to say, if it's got more pulp than your mimosa, then you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, I could dig on this. I could drink this all summer long, just like their delicious pale ale that is just one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
So good. All right. Let's move our ways into crotch talk.
Have a grievance to share? It's time for crotch talk.
So one thing I forgot to mention last week when we were talking about the Asheville trip is we did mention that there was some really great beer at the reception. They had the Boojum, which we had on last week's show. They had their pale ale and their Helles.
Yeah.
And I like to judge a brewery by their lager.
Mm-hmm.
And their Helles was fantastic.
It was on point.
It was definitely on point. I would love if they did like a collaboration with Enegren. Like how
that'd
fun
be
would
so
that be?
amazing.
Oh my God.
Because they had a great brown, too.
They did have good brown.
Mm-hmm.
So they had the 2 kegs, 5 gallons each, that I think you and I drank 90% of.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't see anybody else drinking beer on tap at the reception. Did you?
I think there were a couple people.
Okay.
I mean, we can't have kicked both kegs by ourselves.
I don't know. This story might
I know
lead
you.
to...
I think you tried.
Mm-hmm. I did at one point. The bartender was off. I think it was like 9 o'clock. And I went up there. I was like, how late are you here? She's like, actually, I'm leaving right now. But if you want to, rest of the night, you can have it until it's kicked. I was like, oh, okay. I went and got a pint, drank it, went up for the next one, kicked it. I
Yeah.
was like, God damn it. And I drink Michelob Ultra. But the story is, and you can, you know what I should do? I should tell it how I remember it, and you should tell me what really happened.
Uh-huh.
Around 9:45, right?
Yeah.
9:45, nice and early.
10. Yeah.
10. We had been at Gathering of the Gozas, and then we rushed over to the wedding. So we drank,
And the wedding was at 3.
right. So we drank a few beers with Dale and the young Matt Hardy at Twin Leaf Brewing for their Goza Fest, Gathering of the Gozas. I think we had 4 beers there. Ran to the wedding, 4 each, ran to the wedding, and then got to the reception and just started pounding these Boojum beers because they're delicious and they were free. And so around 9:45, 10 o'clock, here's how I remember it. I get up, I spill my Michelob Ultra. No big deal. I just spilled a little water on the table. And I go to the room and we're staying on site where the wedding is. Because I'm thinking, I am really drunk. It has just hit me how drunk I actually am. I may throw up, but no matter what, bad things will happen if I stay. Like, how responsible of this drunk I was so surprised how responsible I was. So I go to the room, and I'm thinking I may throw up. So I go to the bathroom, and I kind of sit in front of the toilet, and I was like, I think I'm good. I don't feel like I'm going to throw up anymore. I think that has passed, but God damn, this cold tile feels so nice. So I sort of fell asleep in the bathroom. And then she starts texting.
Sort of.
Yeah. And then she starts texting me, which I didn't remember the conversation. I just kind of remembered that you had texted me to like check on me or something. Didn't remember at all. Next day, I read the text messages. No errors, no typos. Drunk Greg was on point. Not only was he responsible and put himself to bed, but he was on point on the text game. I probably sounded like a sober person with the fingers. Other than the fact that I apologized immensely for leaving. Because in my mind, I had ghosted you. I had been drunk. I got up and I just fucking walked away. And I felt so bad that I left you there with your one friend who was also in from out of town. I just I don't want to be that guy who's like can't handle his booze, and I felt so bad. And so I just kept apologizing because I thought I ghosted you.
Yeah.
Tell us the real story.
So roughly 10 o'clock,
Uh-huh.
Greg leans over to me and he says, I am really drunk.
Accurate. It was accurate.
I'm really drunk and I may or may not throw up. I think I need to go to bed. And I was like, okay.
Once again, responsible drunk Greg.
I had been up dancing, so I feel like I had sort of gotten the booze out of my system to some degree. So I clearly was doing better than Greg. He also drank while we were up dancing, so he was way ahead of me.
For every beer you missed, I drank one.
Right, exactly. So he got up, spilled his Michelob, which no big deal.
Harm, no foul. It's like the brewery down in San Diego. Their water tap is Michelob.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that is true.
It makes sense.
And he left, and I said, as he's leaving, I said, text me when you get to the room,
Don't remember
which
any of
was
this.
on property.
This did not exist.
And a good 15 minutes goes by.
It was like a 3 or 4 minute walk. I wasn't like, we had like a secondary.
It was on
building.
property, but, down the road
It was a little bit of a walk.
So about 15 minutes goes by, and I'm like, all right, he has to be at the room by now. He's got to be
Or
there.
dead.
Yeah, I mean, or
Or it
he's
fell in
you
the
fell
pond.
in the pond,
Yeah.
and the non-existing snap it.
Yeah, the snapping turtle is eaten.
Yeah, exactly. So I text him, "You doing okay?" And he replies back, "I'm so sorry. I'm so drunk." And I'm like, "It's all good. Did you make it to the room?" Which is really all I care about. Like, are you sitting on the side of this dirt road, or are you at the room? He's like, "I'm in the room. I'm fine. I'm going to bed." Like, okay. And then I proceed to get a series of I'm sorries.
Mm-hmm.
And about an hour later, we go back to our suite, and I go up and I get up into the room. He's not in the bed. His pants are on the floor, so I know he's been
Pants
there.
are on the floor. Pants are on the floor.
And the bathroom door is like cracked open, and I can't see him. So I push open the bathroom door, and he is just sprawled on the tile floor, asleep.
No pants.
So I'm like,
Sans pants.
"Hey, babe." And he wakes up, and the first thing out of his mouth is, "I didn't puke."
Which is true.
I'm like, "Great. What you doing?" He's like, "The floor is so cold."
Felt nice. It's humid there.
It was, yeah. So,
Mm-hmm. I thought I had ghosted and hadn't said anything, so I felt so bad that I had just left you.
mhm.
But I also didn't want to throw up at the reception.
Which I appreciate.
I figured ghosting was better than puking, but I still felt bad for ghosting.
And also, falling asleep on the bathroom floor and not puking, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, it's not the worst thing I've done.
No.
By a long shot.
Yeah.
I was surprised at how responsible Drunk Greg was, because in the past, Drunk Greg has definitely hidden his debit card from himself and just done all kinds of stupid shit.
Mm-hmm.
I was on my best drunk behavior.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think the real problem is your fault, because at one point they decide, the girls who are reunited now from college, like, we need to do shots, because all of a sudden they thought they were in college again. So they go up to the bartender. Well, the only distilled spirit that she has at the bar is gin.
Yeah.
There's no whiskey, there's no tequila, there's no vodka. Only gin. Who the fuck does shots of gin?
Well, she doctored it up a little bit.
Oh, good. Sugary gin. It was not the worst thing I've ever shot.
No, I was
from
surprised,
a flavor
actually.
standpoint.
Yeah.
But it was like, I don't know, 20 minutes after that,
Yeah.
when all of a sudden it just fucking hit me like a hammer that I was just way too drunk for society and I needed to put myself to bed.
Mm-hmm. And that you did. Well,
and I did.
To the bathroom floor.
Well, I put myself not to the dirt road.
Right.
So, good times in Asheville, not to be confused with Nashville. Everyone we told that we were going or had come back from Asheville, like, oh, you went to Nashville? Oh, you went to Tennessee? Do I sound like I'm saying Nashville? I'm saying Asheville. Come on.
I think the problem is that not a lot of people have heard of Asheville.
Who hasn't heard of Asheville?
I mean, we have, but
I have.
yeah,
Come on. It's the beer girl lives there.
I know.
Everybody should know that.
Yeah, it's on the map.
There's some great beer there.
There's some amazing beer there. We brought it home. We talked about that last week. Anything else that we forgot to share last week about the wedding that we should be talking about? Please be my memory here.
No, but you should definitely follow It's the Beer Girl.
Do follow It's the Beer Girl.
Yeah.
She's
awesome. We had a great time.
Yes.
I want to go back and hang out some more.
With her and the young Matt Hardy,
Mhm.
a.k.a. Lane. And want to mention more close to home, did another interview recently, this time at the 1901 Speakeasy in Oxnard, California. I know what you're thinking. Oxnard?
That's what I was thinking.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
It was her first time going that deep into Oxnard. It was in Heritage Square, for those of you that know the area, which is like past the train station on B Street. And as you first get in there, it's like, oh, good. And then as you hit where 1901 is, it's this like oasis
So
of
nice.
nice. It's really nice. They have all these nice old historical buildings. Really nice. Anyways, did an interview with the GM, Jared, at the 1901 Speakeasy. and we did an all cocktail episode, no beer, which I think will be our first ever episode with no beer in it. So he educated me on some cocktails and some spirits. We talked about his background, the history of the bar, and all that kind of stuff. So I think it'll be fun. At least I hope you were there. Was it fun?
It was awesome. It was really cool. And they also talked about the craft beer that they have on tap.
They do have pretty decent. They have a small amount of handles, but what they do have is a good list.
And I think he tries really hard to get some local breweries and stay true to that speakeasy style.
Yes, which is kind of cool. And it's in a basement. Like, what's better than a speakeasy in a basement? So
yeah, that whole square was really cool.
Yeah, it was. There was like a
kinda
wine
wanna go
tasting
back.
place next
Yeah,
door.
wine tasting,
Yeah, if they could just like
Italian
airlift
restaurant.
us into that square, that would be great.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was really good. Anybody else have any grievances or any beard things to talk about before we move on?
I can share about me being how unresponsible.
Oh, yeah. One of those?
Yeah.
Unresponsible?
Unresponsible sober Scott is.
Oh. All right.
Drunk Scott is really responsible.
He's off the rails.
No, a couple weeks ago I got a new set of tires for one of my vehicles, and one of the gimmicks was if you get a new set of tires, they give you a $30 gift card.
Sure.
So I got the gift card, and so last Friday I had to take the other vehicle in for an oil change. So while they're changing oil, I'm doing stuff on my phone. I go, I'll just activate this gift card. For some reason, it wouldn't activate on the phone. So okay, I'll put it back in the envelope. And then later on when I get home, I'll just do it on the computer. And so then after the oil change, I went to like 3 or 4 different places to run errands and get some stuff and do things because I hadn't had a day off in like 3 weeks. So now I'm trying to do everything all in one day.
Right.
So I get home. Okay, now it's time to activate that gift card. So I pull the envelope out, and there's no gift card. So I'm looking everywhere. I tore the car apart. So finally I said, I just got to start backtracking and go where I went. And I did. There's like 6 or 7 different stores, and then I look, follow all my footsteps, and I go to the person in the store. Hey, make sure I didn't gift card because I'm stupid.
Right.
And of course, nobody did.
No, why would they?
Yeah. So that was like an hour of my life I'll never get back. So I finally just got home and called the company and said, hey, I lost a gift card. Oh, no problem, sir. Let me look you up. They looked me up, and it goes, yeah, we see it hasn't been activated yet, so we'll just cancel it and send you another one.
Oh, that's good.
That's great.
Well, why did I just do that in the first place?
Should have started there.
Yeah.
What an idiot I am.
I am. I'll never be sober again. I learned my lesson.
Lesson learned. Oh, dear. All right, old-timey word of the week. Earth bath. Earth bath. It's a grave.
Ah.
Yeah. I thought that was kind of fun.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. Don't piss me off or I'll send you to your earth bath. Fool. Yeah. All right. Let's class things up a bit.
No one could blame you for bed swerving. It's time for Beer Babe of the Week.
This isn't any less awkward than last week. Having Beer Babe of the Week with Shannon in the room. Do you approve of this one?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good.
And she's got her life jacket.
She does. She's a
Very responsible.
responsible drunk boater.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why it's a PSA for everybody.
Yep.
Be responsible when you're drinking
Absolutely.
and boating. Our Beer Babe
And
of the
she's
Week-
not driving.
She's not. She's not drinking and driving.
She's good to go.
She's drinking and life vesting.
Yeah.
Very
Yes,
responsible.
very responsible.
Drink responsibly.
Yes, and she is. And she's drinking a Cervejas Agres. Cervejas, Agres. A-G-R-E-S.
Yeah.
Never heard of it, but sounds like a tasty Mexican lager to have on a nice beachy day.
Yeah.
And you can follow her at Girl Beers World. All one word.
Wow,
no
nice.
spaces.
I like it.
I like
Girl
that.
Beers World.
Because that's like a boy verse world
Mm-hmm.
reference, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I
is
like
now.
it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Girl Beers World.
Good job on that name choice. I like it.
Go give her a follow. All right, now it's time for a Tales.
Does your cabbie make you queasy? It's Tales from Uber.
Oh, am I doing this one?
Dan,
No, I'm just kidding.
go for it.
This is typical. If you're familiar with LA, this is a typical LA story.
LA sucks, by the way.
It was early Sunday morning. Usually early Sunday morning, it's like nobody out on the road.
Mm-hmm.
And so I picked the gentleman up, and he's going from, I don't know, Ventura County to Bob Hope Airport, which is
Burbank,
usually a nice drive in Burbank.
Yeah. If you're going to have to go to an airport
Oh, man.
in the LA area,
Yeah.
Well, actually, no. Go to LAX.
Oh, God.
Stay away from
Yeah,
Burbank.
don't tell them.
Yeah.
Don't
stay
tell
away.
them our secrets.
Burbank's the
What's
worst.
wrong with
Yeah,
you?
it's the worst airport I've ever been to.
Yeah, all you non-LA people, go to LAX. It's the
Yeah.
best airport I've ever seen.
Oh yeah,
Just don't ask-
so
just to call for an Uber.
convenient.
Mm-hmm.
So convenient.
Yeah, let me tell you, it does not take an hour to go a mile and a half on the parking shuttle at
No,
LAX.
not at
Totally
all.
does not.
No.
That's not what we experienced when we went to Asheville, not Nashville.
Yep.
Sorry, anyways, on your way to Burbank.
Anyways, on my way to Burbank, and traffic was nice, the ride was nice, everything was going good. And for those of you local in the area, you'll know what I'm talking about. When I made the transformation from the 118 onto the 5, brake lights, and we're all just stopped. And so we're sitting, and we sat there for 1 hour before we
Ooh.
actually started to move. Long story short, there was an accident somewhere on the freeway. They ended up closing the freeway. We had to get off of the freeway, going the wrong way. Is an on-ramp, and we're getting off on, and then go through all the city streets and find our way back
Nothing like
to
a
the
U-turn
freeway.
on a freeway.
Oh yeah, it was fun. And so the guy obviously missed his flight, and he was cool about it. He's like, "Hey,
that's
shit
good.
happens, you know."
Yeah. I mean, it's not your fault.
No.
It's- yeah.
Yeah, it's nothing you could do about it. And then one more quick story: the idiot that complained about me. Somebody made a complaint to Uber about me for excessive lane changes.
What?
That's what it said.
That's a
Like,
thing?
I-
Was it Wiley? Did you pick up Wiley again? The commish.
I can't imagine. Because I really haven't been driving a lot lately because I've been busy on my other job. Like I said earlier, like 25 or whatever days without a day off. So
Yeah.
it's only like 2 or 3 rides. So the only people I can think of is the guy that I took to Bob Hope Airport in Burbank. And yeah, it was an unsafe lane change because that's where the police were telling me to go.
Oh my
So
gosh.
I don't think it was him. He's a
Yeah.
pretty cool guy. So I don't know.
What a weird
That's
complaint.
crazy.
A
You
weird
know what?
complaint.
It's people like that cause the Uber drivers to drive slower, and I have a
Right.
complaint.
Because I hate when I get in, it's like 60 miles.
Yeah.
Yeah, per hour.
I think that's way more dangerous and scary.
Oh, yeah.
And you're sort of forced to make lane changes in LA.
Yeah.
That's natural. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's weird.
I don't know what excessive is. I mean, I don't want to be that
Is
old
that
person
like-
that's doing 60 miles an hour in the fast lane.
Right.
well, and is that just you changed lanes too often, or you like dove across lanes? Like, what does that
I
mean?
mean, I don't know what the options are on Uber, but I would say there's a difference between excessive and unsafe. Because, like, if you get pulled over, you can get pulled over for unsafe lane changes,
Yeah.
which would
Yeah,
be like
sure.
diving across the
Or
freeway.
like cutting people off.
So to me,
Right.
it sounds like you just made lots of lane changes, not necessarily unsafe ones, just
Yeah.
many of them. Which
yeah.
do
It
you
never
make
said
lots of-
unsafe.
Yeah.
It said excessive. Which, I mean, like you said, if you're in LA, you have no really choice unless you're
right.
just
That's weird.
Yeah.
I bet it was somebody from Asheville.
probably. Yeah. Yeah.
They drive so slow. That's what we didn't talk
Well,
about.
the speed limit.
Speed limits are 50 out there.
That is a grievance.
On the
Let's have
freeway?
a grievance about that.
50 on the freeway.
Wow.
50.
In some
It-
places, it gets down to 45.
Also, though,
Wow.
the truckers
Are insane.
do like 75.
Yeah.
They don't give a shit out there.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
my.
awesome.
They're flying.
I was like, well, the truckers are going 20 over. I'm doing 30
Yeah,
over.
they don't care. They'll get out of the way because they'll
Yeah.
just come over.
Because out here in California, they go slow as fuck.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
The trucks
Yeah.
are super slow. Do not get in the slow lane. You'll get trapped by a truck.
Well, and I think their speed limit is something like 55. It's lower
is.
than the rest of
Yeah,
car speed
yeah. Here,
limits.
speed limit for trucks is 55, where cars is 65
Yeah.
throughout the state. Except for like on the 5, when they're in the middle of the state where there's nothing. I think we can go 70 and they can still only go 55 or maybe 60.
Yeah, something like that.
But yeah, Asheville speed limit 50, 55. Trucks are just flying down the highway. They don't give a shit. It was insane. I was like, well, if they're going that fast, so am I.
Yeah. We were warned, though, that it was dicey with police
Like
and
speed
things.
traps.
Like
We
speed
didn't
traps.
see one cop on the highway though.
No, but definitely people pulled over. I
We
mean,
did
not
see a
people,
couple.
not cops that were hidden.
No,
or
already
anything.
pulled over.
Yeah,
a
they were
car.
already pulling people over.
Yeah. But goddamn, move your speed limits up. What year is this?
Yeah.
The gas shortage is over. It's not the 70s.
Well, I'm sure the speed limits were put in place when cars could only do 50.
Yeah, back when they had Model Ts.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think half Asheville still has Model Ts.
However, in Montana, the speed limit's 80.
Yeah.
Love it.
That's why Phil Jackson lives in Montana. That's how he can be the Zen master.
That's right.
Because he's not doing 50 on a goddamn highway.
That's the dream.
It was infuriating.
80.
Yeah.
That's the
I
dream.
guess we're going to move out to Montana, have a ranch, some horses.
I
I
mean,
wish.
you're selling me,
Yeah.
so
Go as fast as
careful.
we want. Yeah.
It was like it was in the middle of the day on a Friday, and there's like nobody else on the freeway, and the speed limit is 80 miles an hour. I'm like, this is so nice.
Yeah.
That's when you need a Tesla with ludicrous mode. Oh, I was talking to my buddy last week who has driven his boss's Tesla with ludicrous mode. He said it was so hard to control, he finally had to take his foot off the gas so he could steer the car.
Wow.
Yes. Oh, God, that just holds a special place in my heart. Cannot wait. Beer. We got beer in front of us.
Oh,
let's
hey.
drink.
Yeah, let's make a call of the pen.
He calls to the bullpen for
Beer.
Yes, he does. We are drinking Dogfish Head's American Beauty Pale Ale. 6.5%, 50 IBUs, has a 3.69 on Untapped and a 3.84 on Beer Advocate. From the brewery, it says in 2013 we released American Beauty, a collaboration with the Grateful Dead. Dogfish Head and the Grateful Dead both built their followings by connecting directly with their fans, so we asked those loyal fans to help drive the beer's recipe. After more than 1,500 ingredient suggestions, granola came out on top. Granola. This year, American Beauty is back for an encore. Clocking in at 6.5 ABV to mark the year the Grateful Dead was formed, 1965. This psychedelic pale ale is brewed with granola and succulent wildflower honey and boasts malty and sweet notes of honey, toasted grain, and citrus. After one taste of American Beauty, there will be nothing left to do but smile, smile, smile. Available on draft and in 6-packs of 12-ounce bottles.
Okay, so that description explains a lot for me.
Uh-huh.
Because I was getting a lot of like caramel-y, maltiness from this beer.
Mm-hmm.
It is the honey and the granola for sure that is causing that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit darker than I would expect for a pale.
Yeah, it's a little coppery in
Yep.
color.
Mm-hmm. And I don't get a whole lot of hops. So
Nope.
while I actually
50
think this
IBUs.
is really drinkable. I like it. I think because I like a maltier beer. I don't know that I would call this a pale.
No. Well, if you just look at the stats, 50 IBUs and 6.5%, that's an IPA.
Yeah.
If you look at the
Okay,
stats,
yeah.
that reads like an IPA. Now, it doesn't taste like either.
No.
As someone who loves a pale ale, I do not like this.
I think it's like a hoppy ale. Maybe.
At best.
Yeah, it's got some hops to it.
Little
But-
bit.
I kind of like it.
Oh.
Like, I would drink it.
Scott, what say you?
I like it.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize that it was supposed to be a pale ale.
Yeah.
I was thinking my first drink was IPA.
Well, and it tastes like Fat Tire and an IPA had a baby.
Yes.
Oh, there
That's
you go.
yes.
Right?
That's the perfect description.
Yeah, Fat Tire and an IPA had a baby.
And that's great because everyone's had fat tire. So you
Right,
all
and
know what we're
everyone's had
talking
an IPA.
about.
Yeah. I do not. I mean, look, it's not a drain pour. I don't like it. I don't think it's very good. It's a little too caramely for me. It doesn't taste like a pale ale in the slightest.
No, I wouldn't believe you if you told me this was a pale.
I should have read Fat Tire's description.
Oh, that would have been really funny.
That would have been funny to see what you guys then thought of it. But yeah, I'm sorry, Dogfish Head. While I love many things that you do, this is not for me. And every now and then you got to come up with a non-winner. But I mean, you two like it, so clearly I'm in the minority.
Well, and I tend to think that for the most part, Dogfish Head is too hoppy for me in general. Most of their beers.
60, 90, 120s, they're all pretty hoppy.
Yeah, they're crazy hoppy. So I'm kind of happy. This
Yeah.
is like a happy little.
Happy, not so hoppy.
Yeah.
There's a 120 in the fridge if anybody wants to not drive home tonight. No big deal, right? All right. Anything else?
I don't.
Yeah. Anything else we need to say about this beer? Should we move on to some booze news?
Booze news it is.
Let's news it up.
Extra, extra, drink all about it. It's time for booze news.
This one makes me smile. The TTB. You down, TTB?
Yeah, you know me.
Thank you. Slaps Constellation Brands with a $420,000 fine.
Ooh.
Which is about what Ballast Point is worth. After issuing a $2.5 million fine to Heineken in April, I don't know why I got so high with that. I guess it was Heineken. Yeah. The Alcohol and Tobacco Tax and Trade Bureau, TTB, this month announced the acceptance of a $420,000 offer in compromise from Constellation Brands Crown Imports, LLC. According to the TTB, between January 1st, 2016 and April 25th, 2019, Constellation used a third party to make illegal payments to retailers in an effort to secure draft beer placements. You cannot pay to play in beer.
Boo, I don't like it.
It's not clear which retailers were involved in the scheme. However, TTB spokesman Thomas Harger told Brewbound that the agency's investigation related to activities in Illinois. A filing lists 131st South Dearborn Street, Suite 1200, Chicago, Illinois, an address belonging to Constellation Brands, as the location of where the violations occurred. The fine comes as the TTB has stepped up its policing efforts of the beer industry over the last year, collecting nearly $6 million in the process. Suck it, Constellation. You can't pay to play, bitches.
Yeah, that's just not fair.
No.
That's throwing your pocketbook around.
Yeah, and they apparently have a pocketbook because,
Well.
$1 billion for world's worst IPA. Sculpin used to be good. Remember that one time when Sculpin was good? Yeah, it's super illegal, and I'm glad they got caught. And it sounds like, when we talked about Heineken a couple months ago and mentioned it here, they are definitely cracking down on that kind of shit. We talked about a distributor in Florida, too, who had gotten busted. So, CBA, Craft Beer Alliance, the owners of Kona, Widmer, Red Hook, those guys. Their shareholders are pressuring the board to consider selling. A minority activist investor in Craft Brew Alliance has sent a letter to the brewery's board of directors urging the company to consider a sale. David Cohen, the founder of Boston-based private investment fund Midwood Capital Management, LLC, which owns about 2% of CBA's outstanding shares and currently has about $70 million under management across 20 different small-cap stocks, believes CBA must seek a sale to maximize shareholder value. Cohen's letter was issued about 3 months before Anheuser-Busch, which owns 31.3%, must make a qualified offer to buy the company for $24.50 per share or pay a $20 million fee as part of a 2016 commercial agreement. Citing last week's $300 million sale of Dogfish head craft brewery to Boston Beer, Cohen argued that the intrinsic value of Kona alone, excluding all other CBA brands, should approach the current qualifying offer threshold of $24.50 per share. His reasoning: if Dogfish Head sold for $1,000 per barrel and Kona is projected to make 505,000 barrels in 2019, the equity value of the Hawaiian-themed brand, factoring in total debt, ranges somewhere between $409 and $510 million. The mid-range standalone Kona valuation, Cohen argued, would represent a 53% premium to CBA's current market price. Over the last year, CBA stock has traded between $13 and $20 and is currently listed at $15.33.
So he wants it to sell to someone that is not Anheuser-Busch?
Or Anheuser-Busch to buy it completely, I think, is also acceptable.
I see.
But he wants to sell it while it's still worth something, because all the other brands, other than Kona, are going down.
They're tanking.
Yeah, they had to close the Widmer brewery. Red Hook's not been doing well for a while. So I think his thought is like, we're busted unless we can make some money off Kona.
I mean, Kona's still going strong.
Yeah, it's
what I
making
can tell.
money hand over fist for them. So
Yeah.
yeah. What else? The study shows that U.S. beer industry supports more than 2 million jobs.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot. The U.S. beer industry was responsible for creating more than 2.19 million jobs that paid more than $101 billion in wages and benefits in 2018, according to a joint study released today by industry trade organizations, the Beer Institute and the National Beer Wholesalers Association. The biennial Beer Saves America report is a snapshot in time of the industry's current health and provides the industry with a tool in their advocacy efforts, according to NBW President Craig Purser. That's a lot of jobs.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. Go beer.
Hopefully that goes up from there.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully breweries don't keep shutting down.
True.
Yeah.
Yes, they need to keep merging, I guess.
Yeah,
and then
got to survive.
fighting the good fight.
Well, I think, the neighborhood brewery seems to be going pretty strong.
That really is the new model. Like, packaging is just not successful outside of your local area. Unless you're the size of Stone or Firestone or something like that, or Deschutes, being able to can or bottle and then sell nationwide just isn't the profit maker anymore.
Well, even the bigger breweries don't distribute as far. They'll do a few states, but not...
Well, Stone's pretty nationwide.
Yeah, but Stone is Stone.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you're not that size of like a Stone or a Firestone,
Yeah.
it's hard to, Deschutes or whatever, like
but
those
even
size breweries.
Firestone merged.
Yeah, and they had to merge. It's them and Duvel, and I think it's Cigar City.
Oh, really?
No, it's Omagong, Brewery Omagong.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what it is. Excuse me, the things I need to remember. Study shows that Britons get drunk more than 35 other nations.
Not
Really?
shocking.
Not as someone who lived in England for a year.
Not shocking.
Not surprised?
No.
Drinkers in the UK get drunk more than any other nation in the world, according to a global survey. Britons reported getting drunk on average 51.1 times in a 12-month period, almost once a week. The report featuring 36 countries found. On average, respondents said they got drunk 33 times in the last year. This number was 50 times in the U.S. and 48 in Canada. The rate was much lower in other countries such as Chile. They got drunk 16 times. The Global Drug Survey of more than 120,000 substance users worldwide also found that England has the highest rate of people having tried cocaine in the world.
Oh.
So
Okay.
those British love their beer and
Man.
Coke.
Wow.
Yeah.
If I
Now-
moved there, I'd fit right in.
Where did
Cocaine?
Ireland fall in
Yeah.
that, though?
You know what? They did not say.
Wow.
Interesting.
It was very interesting. I wonder if they couldn't get enough people to participate from Ireland,
Maybe they're too drunk.
or they
I don't- yeah.
or maybe they'd skew the bell curve or something, and I don't know. But yeah, that was quite interesting. That British were the most drunk.
I'm
Co-
not surprised.
Come on, America,
Yeah.
we got some work
How
to do.
embarrassing.
Yeah, don't let those Brits show us up.
Yeah, come on. We kicked their ass
But
once.
drinking is a part of their lifestyle. It's a part of every
part of my lifestyle.
social. I mean, first of all, they can drink at 18.
Oh, wow.
Mhm.
So they start drinking earlier. And at least from the people that I spoke to when I was there, drinking is, even as you're a child, your family gives you a beer in the house.
Yeah.
So it's really just that they have to wait till they're 18 to go to a pub and drink, but they drink at home.
I want to drink at home
You do drink.
Oh,
at
I do
home.
drink
What
at
are you
home,
talking
right.
about?
all the time. Yeah, well, we got some work to do. We got to catch up with those
No kidding.
Brits, those limey bastards.
Challenge accepted.
Yes. According to police, man drove drunk to pick up woman charged with DWI.
Wow.
Hackettstown, New Jersey. Authorities say a man drove drunk to a New Jersey police station where he was picking up a woman who had been charged with drunken driving. Hackettstown police say 21-year-old Morgan Duran was arrested early Friday after a traffic stop. She was taken to the station where authorities say she contacted 24-year-old Sebastian Rem to come pick her up. When Rem arrived at the station, authorities say he smelled of alcohol and they charged him with drunken driving. Both of them were eventually released to another driver. It wasn't known if they had retained an attorney yet. Good job, guys.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Super smart.
Yeah,
Yes.
take that, England.
You may be more drunk, but we have them.
Yeah.
I was about to say we have Florida, and I had to remind myself that wasn't Florida. That was New Jersey.
New Jersey.
I wonder if they're from Florida, because that was a very Florida story.
It really was.
Yeah, it seemed very Florida to me, at least. So, that's all we got. Thank you all for listening. Thank you, Shannon, for breaking up the Sausage Fest,
Happy to be here.
filling in those mighty shoes of one Dan. So, good job. Drink beer like a champ.
Thank you.
Good job. Thank you all for listening. You can find us at theunfilteredgentleman.com, on the social medias at The Unfiltered Gentleman, and of course Twitter at Unfiltered Gents. You can leave us a drunk voicemail, maybe a drunk story, 805-538-BEER. It's 2337. I think that's everything. Be looking out for our Upcountry and 1901 Speakeasy interviews to be coming out soon. It's just about summertime. Hope everyone's finding some good, light, summery beers to drink. Let us know what you're drinking and what you're staying hydrated with. On that note, good night, everybody.